Hello my crafty friends, it's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. Just excuse me, to turn that heater off. Welcome to my channel. Beautiful morning here in Borrielda, New South Wales, Australia. If you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you for those people that have subscribed. I hope you find some inspiration in my crafting. I'm presenting to you my green grunge journal, and like I said, I'm really liking this style, so maybe I found my way. My last blue one went off to Canada, so I've made a green one, so I'm making them in different colors and different themes. I've had fun making it, and I was away and for a little while, I think for about a week or so, and so I've just about finished this before we left, and I finished it off last night when we got back to be able to share this with you and put it on my Etsy store. So yeah, so it will be for sale. Absolutely love it. I'll give you the dimensions with this now, just to get that one out of the road, and it is 8 inches, which equates to 20 centimeters, to about 5.5, maybe 5 3/4, which equates to about 15 centimeters. It has 2 signatures, and each signature holds 11 pages, which makes it 22, 44. Well, you can, work out the rest. They're all very heavily coffee dyed. Again, I've made the cover with the dressmaking tissue paper, 5 layers to make it secure. It has corners, and the back corners I've actually strengthened with some cardboard as well. The back is I fussy cut this out of a magazine. I thought, oh, that just lended itself really, really nicely. I also did some chalking, but I rubbed the chalk on my baby wipe and just rubbed it on just to give it so that you can actually see some of those creases. Just there, see if I can get in there without the sun, just here. Okay, absolutely love that effect. The spine, I have strengthened the spine, and it did turn up rounded, which is okay by me. I ruffled some cheesecloth along there. Okay, it has an organza ribbon, and you can actually take this off, so it's not fastened to the journal, and it will stay upright as well. Okay, so it's not going to collapse on you, so you can just sit it up really pretty like this if you wish. And I'll just get rid of that tie. I've used some beautiful filigree embellishments, and they were gifted to me by 3 ladies on our Facebook group, Junk Journals Down Under, because I sent out an SOS call. I only had one left, and I just didn't know what they were called, but I do now, and I do now know where to get them from. So, but they were very generous in gifting me some, so thank you very much. And it was Susan Johnson, Mary Castle, and Julia DeCasto, and most of you probably know Julia DeCasto, and I'm not sure whether Susan Johnson has a channel. I think she has. So, yes, and this beautiful little picture, believe it or not, is a golden book cover, from a golden book cover, little golden book cover, and I didn't know, well, I didn't know at the time that, what was I going to say now? That the rest of the book I couldn't find, because it was on the bottom of a bin at the local op shop, where you get free books that have been pretty well battered around, and I found the front cover in the hope to find the rest of it, but it wasn't, and the surround of it was, yeah, was pretty damaged, so I couldn't do much with it. So I actually just cut her out to be able to, display this with a little gate. She's obviously go wandering into the garden, hence the wording, through gates of splendour, and I've got this out of a book. I've used a little ruffle here, and I've got hold of this vintage piece of fabric here, and I've coffee dyed this, and again, just a ruffle, and on the top I've popped on a little piece of this cheesecloth. I think it's cheesecloth. And, yeah, and just zigzag that on there. Little heart embellishment, which is attached with a bowl pin, which you can probably take off if you wish. Keep staying in there. And this beautiful little applique is a really bright pink, and I've just darkened it with a bit of black ink. Came from Jeannie Dreamer. Thank you, Jeannie. It's lovely. She had it on a spool that she gifted me. The picture I've actually covered with a skin to protect it. I have a, here I've got a waxed paper doily on the back. I'm just going to see if I can do it this way. A waxed paper doily on the back with some music paper, and then I've popped the picture on top, and I've stitched around it quite wildly, as you can see. On the bottom, I've got this beautiful paper flower that was gifted to me by the lady that gave me, I think it was this heart the filigree, and amazing. I'm not sure whether she's made these. She is a paper crafter, but I'll show you some. She's gifted me with some more, a purple, a yellow, and an orange, and this orange will go into my, with this orange butterfly will go into my next journal that I've got to make, which is a custom order. So yes, so, and then of course I've popped on one of the little vintage button just there. So as you all know, this whole book is made from scraps, apart from the book corners, the glue, and of course the filigree embellishment. So let's wander in. Again, inside you'll only see the tissue paper, dressmaking tissue paper. Made a pocket from that fabric, and here I've popped in a little zine. I've had this for a long time and just didn't have the right journal to put it in. Well, I found it. So it's got little pockets, places to journal on. This is a napkin that I decoupaged on the book, and all I did was I had a really big book, and I used a page of that book to make the zine from, and covered it with some paper so that you can journal on it. Little tag. Here's a little tag that pops out, inspiration, but on the back you can actually journal on as well. I'm sorry about the sun, everyone. I'm trying to hide from it. So yes, so, and of course another little tag in a tuck spot just there, and then you've got some pull out tags on the top. This is a clothing tag, Mambo. I've just popped on the back some coffee dyed paper, okay, and another tag just here as well, and that's just a bit of cardboard from a cereal box. Now where'd that go? It went in here somewhere. Oh, here it just goes in here. So yeah, so that's in there, and that's the back. Okay, so that's a little zine, little notebook. It comes in handy. And of course, oh, just let me see if I can get rid of this. Excuse me, if I can get rid of this sun a little bit. Okay, hopefully that's better. Yes, it is. Envelope, very heavily painted and sprayed, and this is with food colouring as well. Pretty little lace, and this was from Bonnie and Clive. Thank you, Bonnie. And I coffee dyed it, and then I just very lightly used a bit of my chalk just to put a bit of green on it, and I stitched it on with a zigzag stitch, and then on the bottom I did a zigzag stitch as well. So you'll see throughout various, and this was, I had a lace, piece of lace coming across there, and that laid underneath this paper, hence the pattern. Here's a baby wipe. And after I finished with this journal, I had, you know, all these colours, and what I did was, while it was still damp, I sprayed some alcohol. While it was damp, I rubbed it to blend all the colours in, and that's how it came out. How cool was that? And that's just a little fabric flip. Here I've made a skin pocket and a skin tag on back of a cereal box. Okay, just stitched around widely, and what I've done is I've actually popped on this a little rusty little paper clip, one of my little flip down envelopes, my secret little envelopes. Okay, and that just goes on here, just on there, and that just stays nice and shut. Might have to get another paper clip. I think I've mucked this one about. Oh, there it is. Okay, so yeah, so you can journal on that, and there's still room to journal on. Now this one here, I used a piece of this, okay, because I had some left over, a bit of cheesecloth, and this was a little metal embellishment, but the little loop come off, so I thought might as well stick it on there, and a little cutout, I do believe from a dictionary, cherish. The edges are cut with a fancy scissors, but it's a more of a serrated edge. Some music paper. Here I've made a pocket from a dictionary book, and I've just I found this in a children's magazine. It had 1 to 10. I thought I can use that one because it's got some flowers on it, and I just like the colour of it. A bit of an applique with a button and just some thread through here. This is a bag, and it's actually a cutlery bag, believe it or not. And yeah, so here I've made a little writing pad, little note, very heavily coffee dyed. This is wrapping paper that I waxed, and then you can see, you can feel it. The texture is quite nice. Okay, and just did it with that fancy, sorry about the sun, ladies, with that fancy scissors. And that just goes on here. And the bag I cover with that pretty lace, and because it was so long, I folded it over and popped on some of that fabric, and I've popped in some various little tags to journal on. So my embossed wax paper, and this is the other side. Oh no, this is just normal paper that I actually, was this, I think this might have been gifted to me, this one. I can't remember. And a little envelope, and I've had some skins, solid skins left, so I sewed them all together and made that into a tuck spot with a bit of fabric just there. It's the middle of the signature. Come across this awesome cloth fabric, and look at the marbling on this fabric. So if you love green, this would be the ideal journal for you. Here, this is an altered envelope, and I made a pocket out of it. And so you've got a tag. Here's number 2 out of that same magazine. Okay, and that just comes out. And then I found this in a book, part 2. I mean, how coincidental is that? And I've had some pressed flowers that I popped in there. Just there, can you see that? Isn't that cool? And then on the back you can journal on it as well, all right? And this one I left free for the person that's going to purchase it. And I've put various fabrics, and this is actually a little band-aid, and this is a band-aid. It's quite firm now. It's, you know, it happens when you're coffee dyeing some of these fabrics. Here we have the other side of that paper. That's really nice. I'm sure that was gifted to me. I can't remember now. Paper clip, and that just holds together this inside, outside of the envelope. It was an envelope, and I coffee dyed it, and that's the inside of the envelope. Bit of my painty papers that I ruched up, and this is a beautiful little paper clip, again, made from the baby wipe, some fabric, some lace, and one of those metal embellishments, and just on some cardstock, which is covered with some dictionary paper, and also this piece here that you see just here is actually the material that they make vertical blinds of, which is like a real heavy duty vinyl, just to keep it nice, and that sort of keeps that closed a bit, but also gives you a little bit to look at on this page. Some more wax paper. I tried a little bit of with my chalk and my baby wipe, and just sort of rubbed it on there just to, you know, put a bit of interest on that page. Here's a music page, the other side. This is one of my little creations on the back of a calendar, or the front of a calendar, I should say, and napkins, decoupage, various napkins, and then I did a bit of stamping on it, and then I squirted some of my food colouring on there as well, and that's a nice little tuck spot. I just love how all this come out. Here I've just popped in a little bit of fabric just to, you know, just to stabilise some of the signatures. Made a pocket with this lovely, really heavy coffee dyed fabric, or lace I should say, and also that is a pocket. And I've made this journaling card, and this is actually of an envelope, and I just squirted it with a bit of orange. Well, actually it was already squirted, so, but I used it, and all I did was covered it, magazine paper, music paper, and then I've got a couple of little tags in there that you can pull out, little ticket, remember, you can journal on. This is a snip. I cut this out of a magazine, fussy cut her out, and then just use some of the fabric I had left for the middle of the signatures, so that just pops in there. Okay, some wax matte paper. I thought, oh, that's pretty cool, and look how all this coloring's come out. And I just rub my baby wipe on there so that I get that bit of green on there as well. And some more of the lace that's come through, and I coffee dyed. Now this is, you would have seen this on my previous videos a while ago. I was in a challenge in a Facebook group, Junk Journal, Junksters Down Under, altering the envelope. And this is the other side of the envelope. And I had this bookmark. I don't know what you call them, gumnut babies, I think. So I've made a tag for the window, okay. And this is, I'll go closer, is cardstock, which was like a film strip. So I cut the middle out, and I found these are actually on stamps in the Australian stamp book. So I cut them out as well and glued them behind there. I used some dictionary paper, and of course this is a napkin, and then I used another napkin to put this butterfly on, and it's on a cereal box, and I covered it with one of my painted papers and stitched around it. And when I cut the envelope, I had this little bit left over, so I've actually ruffled it and just popped that on there, and you can still see some of the print there, and I just a bit of stamping there. And then on the back you can see the back of the bookmark, cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. And here you've got a tuck spot with a tag, and here of course another one of my little secret little envelopes. And I did some stitching to give you the lines that you can journal in between, and that just tucks in here. And of course I still had a little bit of ruffle left over, and I just popped it on there. And then on here you've got another little tuck spot, little tag just there. And of course this is attached just on here. Oops, 2 pages. And just on here, and it's got a little dangle for this side. Oh, sorry ladies. It just attaches onto here, and then it's got this little dangle on the side. Okay, this is a waxed envelope I had, and it worked out that it became see-through just about. And here's just a I think it's a little receipt thing, but you can journal on it. There's both copies on there. Okay, my little receipt book. It's just out of a page and backed it onto music paper and just zigzagged around it. Here's that beautiful waxed wrapping paper. And that's the other half of the waxed envelope. Bit of fabric, a wax paper doily, fussy cut out this beautiful butterfly, favourite butterfly. And here is, I do believe this might have been like a blueberry handmade paper, very delicate. So I made a little envelope out of it, and I've got a piece of anybody that plays Yahtzee. Okay, this just goes in there. And this is off an envelope, so what I've done is I've actually backed it with some other paper that I've decoupaged just to give it a bit of strength, and I just like the shape of it. A bit of that fabric, vintage fabric, and then this was on an envelope, as you can see, and I just used that to put it on the front and just stitched across it. Here I've made a belly band from some tickets, and these are paper napkins that are decoupaged on my book pages. You might have seen I've shared what I do with my gutted books. I usually put bits of paper napkins, decoupage them on there so they don't get lost, and then when I ever need them, I just cut it out of the book off the page, and that's what this is. And I just stitched them on and just grunged them up a little bit. Here I've made a scrappy little piece of paper. This is the packing paper, some dictionary, very old dictionary paper, a little bit of a gardening snippet. This is a tea bag, and I've attached the bluebird onto, this is a napkin, onto some music paper, which I then attached to the tea bag. And then I had a piece of my skin left. I just folded over to secure it, stitched over it, and that just fits in there. The middle of the second signature, clothing tag. Okay, I think this was Rivers, and you can still see the punch hole down the bottom. I just used it upside down because I like the little tab. This was a book page. This is scrapbooking paper that I had, and I fussy cut out the girl and just had this was in a book as well. So, and here's some more of that pretty little applique. Here I've made just a little scrappy little booklet. All these holes, this is actually some cardstock, and I punched some holes with my 1-inch punch out of it, and I've kept this part, so I thought I might use it one day. Well, I did. I used it as a cover, and I just stitched some fabric here, fabric there, little snippet fussy cut out this gorgeous little girl just there. Let me see if I can bring it in without the sun. No, there she is. Isn't she gorgeous? So yeah, and what I've done is, believe it or not, all the inside of envelopes, they all have different designs, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. So yeah, so they're all inside, from the inside of envelopes. So I just cut them in strips and stitched them on. So you've got little bits of paper that you can journal on or rip off and use. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, some more fabric, just like a bit of stenciling just here. And here, this tissue paper, I think came from Susan Johnson, I'm not sure. But yeah, so beautiful, absolutely beautiful. No, it wasn't from Susan, I don't think, because her box was pretty small. Sorry, I can't remember. So yes, it's tissue paper, and I just put that on there. I thought, oh, I like this. Here I've made a skin tuck spot, but you know, from the top you still see the pattern paper, bit of lace. Use some more of the cheesecloth stitched, and here you've got a scrap, a full A4 scrap of yumminess of the coffee dyed paper, and that just goes under there like that. Little tuck spot just here. Little band-aid here. This I can't remember whether this was gifted to me or not, but it's a either a little seed bag or a coin a seed envelope or coin envelope. Again, my little scrappy piece that you can just journal on. Okay, and that just fits in really nicely just in there, just like that, and let the little bird peek out. And here's another page of this beauty. This is the other side of it, because I didn't want to do the whole page. I just wanted part of it just to give it a bit of special effect. Little fabric flip just there. It's a band-aid. I do wonder if we're getting close to the end here. Oh yes, some more fabric. Actually this is bit of trim, bit more stamping. That's the end. And then on the back, same thing, the cloth. And here I've made a, okay, it got glued. Did it? Oh, no, it's fine. Okay, a scrappy notepad, okay. They're all my coffee dyed papers that weren't so grungy, so I used them up. And another beautiful little filigree embellishment just there. And just attached it onto a bulb pin. Yeah, so, and that's the end of this grunge journal. Really enjoyed, enforced the corners on the back. Really enjoyed making this. Lots and lots of fun. And like I said, I'm going to be listing this in my Etsy store. So if you're interested, hop over. And yeah, so it might be a little while before I post another video. I'm not sure. I've got a couple of custom orders to do, which I will share as well. And but the garden needs attention as well. So I've got to do a little bit of gardening there as well. So yeah, so let me know of your thoughts. I really loved making this style. I probably have found my little niche, grungy niche. And I hope you're all well. Have a great day. Have a good week. Stay safe. Bye for now.